ain't through for the color the whip. Culinary on my wrist, cooking you ain't forgot what you did. State of it all eventually falls. Frequency, this is the ship, I'm home.
I'm back in my bag, I'm back in my bag on guard. I'm back in my bag, I'm back in my bag on guard. I'm back in my bag, I'm back in my bag on guard. I'm back in my bag, I'm back in my bag on guard.
I came in nothing but them raps, the clothes on my back, them L-dogs, nothing but them blacks. The A, with a black man is debonair. I'm talking about a black man's heaven here. Shorty, we going where the destination is manifested. We learn how to collect reparations and invest it. I went from dressing the coldest to catching the COVID, to blessed with success to promote it, to just do it.
Yeah, buddy, you ready or not? Don't really care if you was or you wasn't LeBron. From now on, I'm calling the shots. I don't really care about your hating little daddy LeBron. Your mammy's a pity. Anytime I get beside myself, I remind myself from Think I gotta go through. I don't like therapists, I don't like most. You love me, my go-to. Love a thing blind on top like Goku. Just left Noble, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the Tether told you. Wait, don't even know you. Step right, I'm a long trip. Blick at my VIP. Snick of my. One brick, one miss. Rich took his chick, I know. We talking starlight, ball high, pretty face guy like, bruh, how do I exist? In the gym every day, I'm a miss. I'm a daddy like, boy, don't blow my assist. I got it. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You're gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Time to determine who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The conference championship is underway. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. On the ground again with Mixon. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. That's Odafe Owe with a stop. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw right away. Throw left side, complete. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. If they don't close quickly, he could take it to the house.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down, here's Lamar. Buys time, rolling right. He's got his man, it's the rookie out of Colorado. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He put everything he had into this one. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And it's fielded but not returned from the end zone, so the ball's going to be placed at the 30-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go.
On play action, here's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Launches one deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Running left is Mixon. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd and 3 now.
Look the hot.
Keeping it with Mixon. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
That one's out and cut on the right side. They deliver a shot before he can get to the line.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass. actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. Angling this one in from the right hash to challenge here. Everly's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Lamar now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Has it at the 7. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens now lead by 10. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens drive their lead to 11. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
A split second, all to keep the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
He'll get this complete to Westbrook-Akine. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun now for Stroud. On the move, headed right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Offense up to the line fast. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Has a man, Dalton Schultz. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Cut near the goal line. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Mixon will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
I know it from the position of the quarterback, Kate. Sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. The throw is caught. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I wish everybody had the opportunity to feel how fast that decision is made. With that RPO, it is a split second. And when you make the incorrect read, well, the play's busted up before it ever has a chance to start.
Now Stroud on 3rd and goal. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. This will end up as a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Jackson to throw it. He finds his running back deep down the left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, first down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens leading near the break. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Andrews with the catch. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Ozzy,
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Second down now, 7 to go.
You are X. You are X. 180! That's hot!
Now here's Lamar. He's got it. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Henry takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead just before halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens lead by 15 now. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. Here's Stroud on first and 10. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Stroud. He's on the move. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Putting a receiver in motion. Stroud throwing here on first. That one's caught along the left sideline. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
All right.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They have themselves another first and 10.
Here we go. Speed left, speed left.
Stroud off the play fake. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Motioning Watkins right. First down from the red zone. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. It's second and goal.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. He needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
Looking to throw, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack going to cost them some yardage. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. He's got to drive this 37 yards down the middle. Everly's kick is good. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Lamar Hunt Trophy waiting in the wings for whoever can finish this game out as we're back underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. And they limit the damage, just a few yards on that gain. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Jackson. Chased out to his right. Connection made with his back deep downfield. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Completed to his running back. And he gets him around 6 there. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Lamar throwing again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Jackson's going to go on 4th. Throw is caught by the back. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Forced out to his right. Looking right, and he finds him. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
And again, it's Jackson. Connects with Bateman. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Turning to Henry on 3rd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Play action now with Jackson. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Jackson throwing here. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space.
And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow the lead coming out of halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens go up by 19. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. We send a man in motion. First and 10, a run to Mixon. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. Offense in the hurry up here. Stroud from the pistol. Into the hands of Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He'll get this one to Watkins. This is ahead for about 5. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. On the option, here's Mixon. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Working quickly here.
Tony. Hey! Hey, south. Good.
Stroud now on third. Short pass brought in. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there's none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Another try following the sack. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get it back to within 2 possessions. Tank Dell the touchdown. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used a pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And no dice on this kick. The Ravens recover. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
On 1st down, Jackson hits his running back. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Here's Henry on the option. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Play action. Here's Jackson. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down. Took his shot at 6 that time. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. Henry's going to try to pick it up. And they take him down right along the 30. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that. A guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
1st down throw for Jackson. Buys time, rolling right. He finds his running back on a deep shot. Nicely done. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Offense up to the line fast. 2nd and 6 now. Schultz with the catch. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down, Stroud. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens get the football just short of their 20 after the interception and return. That's one of the longest throws we have or probably will see in this contest, partner. Too bad it wound up in the hands of the defense on the interception.
It is so easy to marvel at the sheer amount of distance he threw that football. But can we also take a step back and marvel about the amount of distance covered by that defender? He had to stick in coverage 50 yards down the field, and that's not just it. It's not even about getting there. Once you get there, you got to make the play. He did it. That is job well done.
Completed to Flowers. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens about set to celebrate this win. Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. First down, here's Lamar. Finds a seam down the middle. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Escapes the pocket. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Texans get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. From the 23. He's on the move. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Here we go.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. And he doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Timeout taken by the offense. Their second. Still one more in their pocket to use. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Stroud. This throw is caught. And this one does not go far. Trying to set this up quick. One final shot here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And they'll raise that Lamar Hunt Trophy high as champions of the AFC. And that earns them 2 more weeks of football until they head to the Bayou and fight for a Super Bowl. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports. I'm Kate Scott, signing off. We'll see you next time. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.